All right, let's go through the homework. Find value of x so rectangles have the same area. So the area of the first rectangle is x times 12, and the area of the second rectangle is 16 times x minus 2. So you want it to be the same. So we'll do 12x equals 16 times x minus 2. So we eliminate parentheses, 12x equals 16x minus 32. Now you can do this 10 million different ways. You can subtract 16x from both sides. I like keeping things positive, so I subtract 12x from both sides. So I end up with 0 equals 4x minus 32. On the other hand, some people makes them nervous when you get 0 on one side. I add 32 to both sides. I get 4x equals 32, x equals 8. I plug it in and it checks. So anyway, so that's how I did that. 23. It's on the next page here. So number theory. 4 times the lesser of two consecutive even integers is 12 less than twice the greater number. Find the integers. All right, well, the two integers I'm going to represent by x, that's the smaller one, and the bigger even integer is x plus 2. So I got two consecutive even integers. They're separated by two numbers. By 2, I should say, not by two numbers. They're separated by 2. So the two consecutive even integers are x and x plus 2. So let's take this sentence. 4 times the lesser of two consecutive even integers is, that's 4x equals, okay, 12 less. So you're going to have a minus 12, twice the greater number. So 4x is 12 less than 2 times the greater number. So that's going to be 4x equals 2 times x plus 2, twice the greater number, x plus 2, and 12 less minus 12. And I eliminate parentheses and combine like terms and do all that good stuff. And I get x equals negative 4, and I plug it in and I check it, and it's good. So the two numbers are, so x is the smaller number, so the two numbers are negative 4 and negative 2. 32, solve and check. Okay, now we start out 1/8 times 3d minus 2 equals 1/4 times d plus 4. Now to simplify this, I multiply both sides by the common denominator, which is 8. So I got 8 over 1 times 1 over 8 times 3d minus 2, which is going to just turn into 3d minus 2. But I do 8 over 1 times 1 over 4 times d plus 5, and that becomes 2 times d plus 5. Eliminate parentheses, combine like terms, got all the d's on the left side and the numbers on the right. I get d equals 12. I check it. Okay, d equals, plug it in. It checks pretty easy. Okay, 36. This is just work your way out from the inside. Okay, so you got 5 on the outside. 5 times 2p minus 4 times p plus 5 equals 25. First thing I'm going to do is distribute the negative 4 on the p plus 5. I'm not going to touch the 5. You work from the inside out. So now I got 5 times 2p minus 4p minus 20 in parenthesis equals 25. Combine like terms in the parenthesis. 5 times negative 2p minus 20 equals 25. I get negative 10p minus 100 equals 25. Add 100 to both sides. I get negative 10p equals 125. Divide both sides by negative 10. I get p equals negative 12.5. Check it. It checks real easy because you're multiplying it by 2 and 4. So it turns into 25 equals 25. Really easy. You can look that over, work it out on your own. 37. Number theory. 3 times the lesser of two consecutive even integers is 6 less than the greater number. Find the integers. Okay. 3 times, so the two numbers are x and x plus 2. X is the smaller number. X plus 2 is the bigger number. 3 times the lesser, that's 3x, equals 6 less than 6 times the greater number. So minus 6 is in there. 6 times x plus 2. So 3 times the smaller number is 6 less than 6 times the bigger number. And there it is, all translated into algebraic symbols. Eliminate parentheses, combine like terms, got all the variables on one side. Solve for x, isolate x, x equals -2. Check it. Okay, so x is -2, therefore the larger consecutive even number has got to be -2 plus 2, which is 0. Okay, 38, money. Chris has saved twice the number of quarters that Nora saved plus 6. Okay, so let's write, and the number of quarters Chris has saved is also 5 times the difference of the number of quarters and 3 that Nora has saved. All right, so let's untangle this. So we got Chris and Nora, C and N. Chris has saved. Chris equals twice the number of quarters that Nora has saved, 2n plus 6. C equals 2n plus 6. The number that quarters that Chris has saved is also C equals 5 times the difference of the number of quarters and 3 that Nora has saved. So Chris equals 5 times the number of quarters Nora has saved minus 3. Okay, so we can simply take 2n plus 6 equals 5n minus 3. Okay, you see how this is the reflexive property. A equals B, B equals C, so A equals B. 2n plus 6 equals 5 times n minus 3. Not the reflexive property. I'm sorry. It's the transitive property. Reflexive property is A equals A, C equals C. That's a reflexive property. This is the transitive property. Okay, so now we got 2n plus 6 equals 5 times n minus 3. Eliminate parentheses, combine like terms, all variable, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you get 3n equals 21, n equals 7. You check it and all of that. So n equals 7, and so Chris, so Nora equals 7, so Chris equals 2 times 7 plus 6, 14 plus 6, 20. Okay. C equals 20. Chris equals 20. Okay. 39. DVD profits. Okay, let's look at the problem. Let's look at the problem here. Okay. A company that replicates DVD spends, so here we got cost, $1,500 per day in building overhead, plus 80 cents per DVD in supplies and labor. If the DVDs sell for $1.59 per disc, that's income. How many DVDs must the company sell each day before it makes a profit? So we want to know when the revenue is greater than 0. Well, the revenue is greater than income minus cost, or we want to know when is the income greater than the cost. So D, the letter D is going to be is logically equivalent to, that's what this equal sign with the arrows on both sides means, logically equivalent to. D is logically equivalent to the number of discs. So the income equals D times $1.59. The cost equals $1,500, it's fixed costs, plus 0.8D. So when will the income, $1.59D, be greater than 1,500 plus 0.8D? So I multiply everything by 100. You can use a calculator. This would definitely be a calculator problem. No worries, okay? And I come out with, I do some math and all of that, and I end up with 79D is greater than 150,000. Divide both sides by 79. D is greater than 198 point something. Well, you can't have 0.8 or point something of a DVD. So because this is discrete, that is, we're always dealing with an integer. We don't have a part of a DVD, because part of a DVD is not a DVD. So anyway, to have a profit, you must sell more than 1,899 DVDs per day for your income to exceed your expenses. Okay, 40, mobile phones. So we have a table. Actually, what we have is y equals mx plus b. We have a slope and we have a y-intercept. The y-intercept is the mobile phone describers, And then the slope is the new subscribers each year. So Alabama starts out with 3,765 mobile phone subscribers in thousands. So they got 3 million something, 3,765,000. And each year they add 325,000. Okay? Now Wisconsin has started out with 3,800. So in other words, about 100,000 more than Alabama, but their growth rate is slower. So when will the subscribers be the same? So when will the Alabama growth equation equal the Wisconsin growth equation? So you simply take 3765 plus 325y equals 3842 plus 392y. Get all the y's on one. This is another problem. Obviously, you're going to need a calculator. Okay, although I did this without one. And so you get all the y's on one. So you end up with 33y equals 77. Divide both sides by 33. Y equals 2 1/3 years. 45. Find the errors. This is kind of fun. Look at somebody else's mistakes for a change. Okay, so let's look at A. I can tell right away by checking it that A is wrong. I plug in 8.5. 8.5 plus 2 is 13.5 or something. So it definitely does not get equal. 2 times A is not going to equal 22. So I know it's wrong just by a quick check. So let's look at what happened here. 2 times G plus 5. Oh, he did 2G, but he forgot to multiply the 5 by the 2. Incorrect distribution error. 2G plus 5 does not equal 2 times parenthesis G plus 5 does not equal G plus 5. It equals 2G plus 10. Okay, B. Well, I checked it, and it checks. Negative 30 equals negative 30. B is correct. C is incorrect. Doesn't check. He should have added 6Z to both sides. He subtracted 6B from both. I don't know what he was thinking. Well, we all make our mistakes. Okay. All right, 48. So let's go down to 48. Next page here. Okay. A hang glider, 25 meters above the ground, starts to descend at a constant rate of 2 meters per second. The first thing you want to notice is that the slope is got to be negative 2 meters per second. So the y-intercept is 25. Okay, so the 25, that's a constant, and the slope should be minus 2t. None of these answers have the right answer. A, B, C, or D, they're all wrong. It should be minus 2t plus 25. That doesn't have it. Okay, what else is left? 49. Okay. Geometry. 2 regular walls, each with a length of 12 feet and a width of 23 feet, need to be painted. It costs point. Now this is just straight multiplication. 2 times 23 times 12 times 0.08, $44.16. That's it. Okay. Now, 50 is confusing. Okay. They say buy 2, get 1 free. Well, you're thinking, well, if I buy 4, if I get 4 video games, I should get 2 free. But it doesn't work that way. Buy 2, or it should say buy 2 or more, get 1 free. Okay? So, Maddie buys 4, but she gets 1 free. So she's really buying 3. So she's multiplied. So she's doing 3 times $20. Now, her discount is 15%. So she's paying 0.85. 1 minus 0.15 is what she's paying. So that's how much she's paying. Now the sales tax is 0.0725. So of the 0.85 times 3 times 20, she's paying 1.0725. Now you could do this in a whole, you could take 3 times 20, multiply it by 0.15, subtract that, or whatever. But if you think about it, it makes sense to do 3 times 20 times 0.85, because that's what she's paying. She's paying 85%. And then she's paying the whole thing plus 0.0725. 1 plus 0.0725. So 3 times 20 times 0.85 times 1.0725, which is 54.6975, or $54.70. 51, solve and check. Okay, I multiply both sides by 15 to get rid of the now, You could plug and chug. That's what they want you to do, take the answers and plug them in. But with these fractions and everything, it's not that cool. I think it'd be a lot easier just to eliminate the fractions and solve it. Only take a few steps here. Okay, go ahead and solve it, and check your answer. It doesn't take that long, okay? And that is that. Email me if you have any questions about any of these homework problems.